Good day, I am Kyla Garrido, and for the last part of this presentation, allow me to discuss the ethical boundaries and biosecurity in modern biotechnology. This part highlights how biotechnology, while full of promise, also carries responsibilities that demand ethical reflection and careful oversight. I'll walk you through three key areas. First one is the challenge of pathogens. Second, the core ethical dilemmas. Third, the oversight and responsibility. Let me begin with the challenge of pathogens and the importance of safety when handling them. So, when scientists work with disease causing bacteria or viruses, there is always a potential risk of accidental exposure or environmental contamination. That is why strict safety protocols are not just recommended, but absolutely necessary. From an ethical standpoint, bioethicists emphasize that all living organisms used in experiments must be treated responsibly and humanely. The goal is to minimize suffering while still pursuing meaningful scientific discovery. Historically, the establishment of the National Commission for the Protection of Human Subjects in 1974 marked a significant step in formalizing these principles. It reminded the scientific community that progress should always be paired with compassion, integrity, and respect for life. Moving on, let us talk about the core ethical dilemmas that biotechnology faces today. One of the most important concerns involves biosecurity and dual use. The same technologies that can heal and protect may also be misused for harmful purposes such as developing of biological weapons. In addition, procedures like xenotransplantation and genetic manipulation raise concerns about diseases that could potentially cross species barriers or lead to unintended consequences. This shows that innovation must always go hand in hand with precaution. Another key dilemma is the environmental release of genetically engineered microorganisms. Before any release occurs, scientists must carefully study how these organisms could affect ecosystems and biodiversity over time. Even though genetically modified crops and foods have not yet shown clear harm, continued vigilance is essential. Ethical research means not only preventing danger today but also safeguarding the future. Next, let us examine the systems that ensure biotechnology remains ethical and accountable. In the United States, agencies such as Food and Drug Administration or FDA and the Environmental Protection Agency or EPA play critical roles in regulating biotechnology products. Their purpose is to ensure that innovation in this field do not endanger human health or environment. At the same time, the Animal Welfare Act and the Institutional Animal Care and Use Committees oversee the humane treatment of animal used in research. This reinforces the idea that ethical science respects life in all its forms. Globally, the International Conference for Harmonization or ICH helps align ethical standards across countries. This coordination promotes safer, more consistent, and more responsible scientific practices worldwide. These systems demonstrate that ethical biotechnology cannot be achieved solely through individual effort. It requires collaboration among scientists, institutions, and governments to maintain public trust. Finally, let us conclude with the idea of transforming science through ethical stewardship. Biotechnology continues to reshape the world, from medical breakthroughs to agricultural innovations and environmental protection. However, with every advancement comes an ethical responsibility to use that power wisely. Ethical governance should never be viewed as a limitation. Instead, it serves as a safeguard, ensuring that scientific progress truly benefits humanity and prevents harm. True progress occurs when innovation is guided by moral integrity, compassion, and a clear vision of the future. These values help researchers remain accountable while pursuing discovery. As future professionals, we are entrusted with the duty to uphold transparency, prioritize safety, and ensure that our work respects all forms of life. Ultimately, the future of biotechnology depends not only on what we are capable of achieving, but also on how we choose to apply that knowledge responsibly, ethically, and for the greater good of society. Thank you for listening. I hope this discussion reminds us that science may give us the tools to transform life, but it is ethics that gives our work true purpose and direction.